I get it. You want this thing so badly, right? You tell yourself you're gonna make this dream a reality no matter what. You're gonna accomplish your goals no matter what. But as the days go by and time passes, it doesn't seem like the needle towards your goal is moving any closer, does it? And so you tell yourself and you question everything. Like, is it me? Am I the problem? Is it the environment? Maybe maybe I'm hanging around with the wrong people. Is it my finances? I must need more money. I probably need more time, more energy, more support, more patience. You question yourself. Is this goal even possible? And the answer is, it depends. It depends on you. As simple as this may sound, there are a few valuable principles that you should consider learning, practicing, and even mastering if you want to turn your dreams into reality. So let's talk about the 3 powerful principles that, if understood correctly, will empower your entire world. Let's go. The first principle is managing self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own thoughts, emotions, and actions, as well as how they affect others. It's a skill that can help you take better care of yourself and build stronger relations and live a more fulfilling life. And here are some characteristics of self-aware people. Self-aware people are understandable about what helps them thrive and what they need to work on. Self-aware people are aware that how they see themselves may be different from how other people might see them. Self-aware people can objectively evaluate and manage their emotions. Self-aware people can align their behaviors with their values. And self-aware people can develop a growth mindset and learn from their mistakes. If you're looking to improve your self-awareness, you can try some things like meditation, sit in a quiet place, set time, 15 minutes a day in the morning or at night, just to meditate and be able to feel yourself, be present in the moment, recognize your own thoughts, create the narrative in your own mind. Journaling is another one. When you write down your thoughts at the beginning of the day or your feelings at the end of the day, you're able to reflect on what's actually happening throughout the day. Because, we're so busy, we go about our daily lives and we do these things that might take us away from ourselves. But when you set time for yourself to meditate and to journal in the morning or in the evening, then that's giving you the opportunity to recognize who you are and the actions that you take throughout the day that make you who you are. When you're journaling, it's helpful occasionally, not all the time, but it would be helpful to make a list of your values, right? And categorize them. And so that way you have an hierarchy, like an order of the things that mean the most to you. And you just reflect on the ones that are important to you. Because when you are able to organize them in the order of importance, then you're able to really capture your identity, and then you're able to stand up for what you believe in rather than just not having any beliefs or not having anything that is truly important to you. Self-awareness is your ability to perceive and to understand the things that make you who you are as an individual, including your personality, your actions, your values, your beliefs, your emotions, and your thoughts. So essentially, it's a psychological state in which the self, yourself, becomes the focus of attention. When you manage your self-awareness, you take control of your perception. You are in the driver's seat. You're dictating the hows, the whens, the wheres, and the whys. You decide if you're going to let your emotions get the best to you or not. You decide when it's time to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share the same goals with you, or if you decide to still stay around the people who gossip and complain and remain stagnant each day. You decide if you want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and have a fitness routine and have a healthy breakfast, or you choose to just hit the snooze button every single morning. Your self-awareness is composed of everything that we see and everything that we've ever known. And so when you understand this principle of managing your self-awareness, then you understand that this is how you take charge of your life. Principle number 2 is let go of trying to control everything. In the Bible, there's a Hebrew word called hevel, and hevel is described to be something that is of smoke, of vapor, of breath. It's in Ecclesiastics, and in the book of Ecclesiastics, it's used to describe something that is pretty much unpredictable. Now, as a Christian woman or somebody who believes in faith and believes in a higher power, I try my best to, keep my commandments, right? I use the Bible as my guide, right? Things like thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, steal, all the commandments, right? Now, even if you don't believe in God or in Christianity, religion, or whatever, these all seem like things that are pretty cool to follow just as a human being, right? To me, it just seemed like God just wanted us to really love each other and respect one another. Okay, now hypothetically, let's say you work really hard at being a good person. You're a good Samaritan. You help others. You tell the truth most of the time. And the only time you've actually killed something is when you saw that spider on your wall last week. Like I kill spiders too. So I get it, we're not perfect, but say you're trying to be a good person. Let's say that being kind-hearted is working for you until one day you happen to lose your job. Now you're like, ugh. And you're unemployed for months. You're on this emotional roller coaster, looking for work, trying to take care of yourself, barely getting by. And to make things worse, let's say hypothetically, you see on the news that a cop from Chicago is found not guilty after the murder of an innocent black man. That just probably riles you up, right? Now you start to think, what on earth is really going on here? I'm a good person. I do my best, but I'm losing my job. And on the news, there's this cop who's just getting away with just murder of innocent people. So now you're probably starting to question God. God, why are you allowing all these things to happen? What's the point of all of my good, hard work? God, are you even real? This is where the saying life is hevel comes into play. Sometimes you may think you have everything under control and everything figured out. And just when you're about to hold on to that assurance that everything is going exactly the way that you planned it, just like that, life slips through your fingers. And I don't say these things to try to make you feel hopeless or depressed or anything like that, but I reiterate this idea from the Bible as a gentle reminder that sometimes life is just not fair and bad things may happen to good people, and sometimes the bad guys get away with their crimes. The point, though, that I am trying to make is that it's better to accept these things, that there are a lot of things that are out of your control, rather than just feel like everything is supposed to go exactly the way you hope for it to go. Because once you have that mentality and that mindset, you are able to build this trait of resilience. And resilience is the ability to quickly move past any obstacles that are standing in your way. And if you allow life's unpredictable and unfortunate events to overwhelm you, then your life's vision is going to be even more cloudy, right? It's going to be more cloudy. But once you start to recognize and acknowledge this concept that life is hevel and it's impossible to control everything, then that's when you are able to be given the gift of discernment, right? And discernment is where you will be able to have insights on how to direct your next plan of action despite any given circumstance. So whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, remember the serenity prayer. It goes like this: God, please grant us the serenity to accept the things that cannot be changed, the courage to change the things that can be changed, and the wisdom to know the one from the other. Okay, so now that you're in tune with your self-awareness and you accept that both positive and negative outcomes are simply just a part of life, where do you go from there? How do you become tenacious? How do you become resilient? How do you become persevering and committed to your goals and to yourself and to the things that you want? Well, the third and the final principle to take you from where you are now to where you want to be is to begin with the end in mind. This basically means that you should have a clear and definite chief aim and purpose for your life. Now, I'm not talking about setting 5 or 10 or 20-year goals. I'm talking about a purpose that should be your life's written statement, like a declaration of the person who you want to be and the beliefs that you will fight to keep. Goals should definitely be a part of this declaration. However, these goals that you set for yourself should only be there as like milestones to kind of help you keep you on track to your ultimate destiny, your ultimate aim, your ultimate purpose in your life. Achieving your goals should basically be like a reminder. It should act as a confirmation of the person who you choose to be every single day. Typically, the more goals you accomplish, then the more votes that you are able to cast for the best version of yourself. Just remember, however, that goals do not define you. They are really there to just keep you aligned to the person you are destined to be. For an example, when a person trains for a marathon, right, they might have this very strict discipline routine going on, right? They might have they might be getting up really early to train. They might be on this really strict diet. They might, be really disciplined with their time. But typically, once a person runs a marathon and once they're finished with that marathon, then they might slip back to their normal habits that they had before. However, if this person says instead that they declare and have a written statement of their life to be a runner, then that means that they're going to be disciplined no matter what. They're going to wake up early to train no matter what. They're going to be running and keeping their body in shape no matter what, because this person declares to be a runner. They don't declare the goal in mind to run a marathon. And part of their long-term purpose is to be a runner and to stay active. So you see how it's a matter of the mindset? That's why having a clear and definite aim is so important. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. So to help you get started with writing your own definite chief aim and purpose for your life, I want you to take time out of your day, like at least 30 minutes, to really sit down and visualize your best self. Like I said before, you want to be able to start with the end in mind. So another way to put this and to rephrase is, what is that one thing in life that you want people to remember you by? When you leave this earth, what is that one thing that you absolutely have to do? And what do you want people to remember you by? And please, 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 please do not hold back on this exercise. I know that it seems cheesy and cliche or whatever, but I promise that if you do this and you take the time to truly meditate, to truly visualize, to truly tap into your higher self and to your purpose and chief aim for your life, then you will be honoring your highest version of you. And that's when you'll be able to meet, greet, and see that highest version of you. So that way, every single day, you could be that best version of yourself. Neglecting to broaden their view has kept some people doing one thing all their lives. There are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. Also, when you're doing this visualization technique, remember to write down all the key components that you see, everything that you see. You know, when you sit down, you might see yourself wearing some colors that signify importance to you, maybe royalty of purple, maybe boldness of red. Anything that stands out, I want you to really write it down. The little things, especially the little things, you know, even the way that you walk, even the way that you talk, the way that you shake somebody's hand. Write it all down, because these are the key little minute details that add up to the bigger picture. Maybe you are in another country when you're looking at yourself and visualizing yourself. Maybe you're working with animals. Maybe you're working with kids. Once you have the opportunity to get everything on paper, just start believing that what you see is real. And yes, in fact, it is real. It is very, very possible, but only if you want it. The magic in believing starts with you, and it starts with that desire. It starts with you wanting it. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results, just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat. Let's review the 3 principles that have changed my life and will change your life if you really dive into this video and take all the notes and look back at it and really use it to help and change your life, okay? So the first principle that we went over was managing your self-awareness. The second principle was trying not to control everything. And the third principle is that you should begin with the end in mind, having a definite chief aim and purpose in your life. It's going to be that roadmap, that blueprint to meeting, seeing, and being that highest version of yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.